Welcome to Cover Calypso, where I force my co-recappers, Raven and Wing, to judge a book by its cover. This week we're doing Sweet Valley High number 29, Bitter Rivals.
Oh my word.
Well,
the cover is a very, very pale aqua with blue writing, and on the cover are three girls. One is a Wakefield twin, one is a snooty looking blonde with straight hair wearing a dress that's pink but screams, "I'm a middle-aged housewife throwing a dinner party and tonight we're having lobster thermidor." And on the other side is a reddish brown haired girl in what looks to be a teal polo shirt and khaki slacks. The Wakefield twin looks smug and confused, and the other two girls seem to be looking at her resentfully.
that's the most realistic look people could send to Elizabeth Wakefield, so fair enough on that.
You look like backing singers. Is this the first time we've had three people on a cover as well?
Maybe?
Interesting. They're up in the ante,
might be,
so it's three people this week. In about 10 more weeks it'll be 4. And by the time we get to book 150, it's just going to be a gaggle of people all peering out of the porthole trying to make space for each other.
I want to see them climbing out like a zombie apocalypse.
Nice.
Like Samara coming out of the well. Nice.
I will say, this is not a terrible arrangement to put 3 people on a cover, especially when the Wakefields
No.
are always front and center, literally, in this cover.
Well, I'm going to say that that's Elizabeth, and I'm going to say that obviously these are her friends, maybe. So maybe one's Enid, and the other one is, I don't know, Olivia. Someone. I'm trying to pick up another friend that isn't Amy, who obviously hasn't been there.
Amy's returned! Except neither of these girls have Amy hair. Though actually, I don't think either of them have Enid hair either.
I mean, the curly-haired one reminds me a bit of Enid from the cover where she was lying on the floor because she fell out of a plane or whatever it was.
Oh, fair.
The other one, I don't know. But
Guys,
Mhm.
because anyone who's listening to this is screaming right now, I'm going to say, make a funny suggestion, and then I'm going to give you guys a hint.
Okay.
My first thought was that was Jessica, because blonde and blonde, but it doesn't look like Jessica.
No. I think that this is some sort of weird Pink Ladies Grease sort of thing going on. The three of them have actually officially made Team Boring. And the other side of it is, I don't know, the unicorns. I'm going to say the unicorns, but whatever the high version of Pi Beta Alpha.
And everyone's finger snapping. There's going to be a rumble.
There's going to be a rumble, yeah. That's what I think it is.
Wing?
I'm still very curious as to the second blonde is. The curly-haired brunette-ish redhead and the Wakefield, which I'm going with that it's Elizabeth, are both wearing polos and khaki slacks, so they look like they're off to the country club. And Pink Dress sort of does too, except she doesn't fit in with them, so I don't understand why they're all together. I have nothing here. Except that Elizabeth looks super confused, which is, common for how we think of her, rare for what the book tells us. The other two kind of hate her, so I think they're 2 people vying over a spot on the newspaper because for some reason we recently learned that Elizabeth has a say in who gets to be on the newspaper staff.
Okay, I'm going to give you a hint now as to the blonde who is serving lobster thermidor. Lank-haired spunk waffle.
So it actually is Amy.
Amy!
Wow. Okay. So is this Amy and Enid both vying for the best friend, Elizabeth, in the middle? That's got to be that, hasn't it?
It has to be. That's okay, girls. You're both going to lose to whoever the actual new girl is because she will be the best friend of the week.
And to be fair, they're all going to lose to Jessica because she loves Jessica and she knows that Jessica would never do anything to hurt her apart from actually stab her in the face if given half a chance.
To be fair, even if she didn't choose Jessica every time, Jessica is not afraid to cut a bitch if she's not the most important person in any given relationship, so...
Obviously, it goes without saying that I can't play on this one because I know what's going on. Okay, so you guys are going with, for fun, Team Boring versus Team Unicorn in a rumble with finger snapping.
I've got one other for fun idea what it could be. Amy's back, but in the time that she's been away, she started a brewery, and Edith has also got a brewery on the side, and they both have a rival brand of bitter, which Elizabeth is the taste
Poor
tester
Elizabeth.
And here was me thinking that Raven's suggestion would be, the reason Enid looks so pissed off is because Amy flew a plane into her stomach.
I love that. I am going to not one up, but add to this. Enid and Amy are rivals, in which, yes, they're fighting over Elizabeth because she's clearly worth fighting over. But then they actually do get into a rumble and they have to make friends and make peace and become a team to win out over, I don't know, Big Mesa is not the current big rival. Whatever the big rival school is, some sort of big competition, they have to team up and all is well.
Seriously, you guys, you need to read 4 Minutes Older's Prom Baby. It's amazing.
Oh, actually, I have a whole different one that I like much, much better. So Todd is basically out of the picture at the moment. They are fighting over who gets to date Elizabeth because, again, that's definitely something you should do.
Excellent. Okay, so so it's either lesbians, rumbles, or the actual plot is basically where we're at. So, everyone, tune into the site and find out which one of these was true. And thank you all for listening, and we'll see you next week for Cover Calypso.